Welcome to Life in Calgary, Alberta. I'm your host, Patrick Murray. And guys, if you want to know what's happening in the Calgary real estate market right now, then you are in the right place. Stay tuned. And likewise, if you want to know everything there is about what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, live and play in Calgary, then you're also in the right place. Just click that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. I gotta tell you guys, I've been living in Calgary since 2001 and I've been a realtor here since 2010, so I've got some specialized knowledge about the city. So if you are considering a move to Calgary and you want assistance with a home purchase, please feel free to reach out to me. Send me a text, an email, a phone call, whatever. I will absolutely get back to you. My information is below. All right guys, let's get into this. Let's find out what's happening in the Calgary real estate market right after this. Well, in the famous words of Matthew McConaughey in one of his movie debuts, all right, all right, all right. Here we go, guys. Let's do this. This is a map of the city of Calgary, and you can see there's lots of different colors here. And the reason for that is because this is the city of Calgary real estate map. In the center here is the city center, and over to my left here, your left, is the west section over at 9 o'clock, if we think of this map as a clock. Then we come up to the northwest, and then at 12 o'clock, we've got the north. Then we go over to the northeast, coming to 1 o'clock, 1:30, and then over to 3 o'clock is the east. Then we go down to the southeast over at around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock is considered the south, which also encompasses the a good portion of the southwest as well. So this is the Calgary real estate map. Now, I just want to make clear here before we get moving, I'm going to discuss the city as a whole. We're going to talk about detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhomes, and condominium apartments, and we're going to talk about benchmark pricing. So benchmark pricing takes the standard, for example, if we're talking detached homes, takes a standard detached home and what would it sell for? What is it selling for in the current marketplace? This is a much more stable way of discussing pricing as opposed to talking about averages or median pricing, because there could be, for example, maybe a unusually high amount of expensive sales in 1 month, or maybe an unusual amount of lower end sales in a month, which could skew the data from month to month. So this is a much more stable way of discussing prices as we move forward here. So without further ado, let's look at the City of Calgary detached market as of the end of May 2023. This is the latest end of the month data we have, because here we are in June. And you can see here that we are in a strong seller's market. So this dial here talks about the absorption rate. So it's the, out of the number of homes for sale, how many of them have sold. And at 100.27%, I can tell you that there were more homes sold than there were listed last month. So that is definitely a strong seller's market. And if we go down, we'll look at the benchmark pricing for the city of Calgary. And it's up 1.74% from last month, which was 662,500, and now we're 674,000. And year over year, that's up 3.93% from May of last year. And if we look at this chart, this chart from 2022 and looking at 2023, so basically 13 months, we can see that prices are the highest that they've ever been. In fact, this is a record-breaking price for detached homes in the city of Calgary. And then if we look at the benchmark price trend over the past 10 years, we can see that again, we're the highest we've ever been. Now, I always use this with caution, 2023 as cautionary tale, because of course we're not finished yet. And these years, other years here, 2014, 2015, so on and so forth, are completed. But you can see that we're trending upwards. So last year, the benchmark price ended at 629,350, and here we are at 649,300. So if we look at 2020 to 2021, it rose 13.7%. From 2021 to 2022, detached homes rose 14.47%, and so far we've risen 3.17% from last year. And now let's take a little closer look here, a little bit deeper dive here. So the number of properties for sale was 1,482, and the number of homes sold was 1,486. Again, you know, uh, active properties for sale month to month was up 0.95% from April. Month to month, the number of homes sold was up 13.78% from April. Year to year, the number of homes actively for sale was down 41.93%. So you can see we need a lot more product for sale in Calgary. We have a lot of people moving here. We have a lot of people that need homes. The rental market is very tight, probably sitting around 2% right now. And I can tell you that people turn to the resale sector because rents are going up. And you know what? A lot of people are saying, hey, you know what? We'll just buy a property instead and probably be that much further ahead. Well, you can see that we're down 41.93% in inventory. Now, year over year, the number of homes sold only down 8.27%. You would expect it would be more like 40%, right? So that's how hungry people are for homes right now. People need to buy properties. And you can see days on market a little lower down is 22 days, so same as last month and the same as last year. And then here's the price distribution chart for detached homes. So you can see the majority of sales are in that 500 to 600,000 range, followed by that 600 $700,000 range, and then the $700,000 to $800,000 range, and then that $400 to $500 range, followed by the $800 to $900 range. Look at this, though. You would expect that as prices get more expensive, we'd see figures go down. But we'd see figures go down, but down, 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 right? And here we are, we've got that 1 million to 1.5 million pops up. It's higher than the 900 to a million. So that's interesting to me. So that's what's happening in the detached market. Let's take a quick look here at semi-detached product now. So semi-detached homes, for those of you that are new here or don't use that type of terminology, are basically kind of like duplexes, if you will. And you can see the listing absorption rate is 119.23%. So that tells us that there were more homes sold than there were listed last month, and it is a strong seller's market. Again, that usually has to do with supply. So let's go down to the benchmark price. $600,500. That's up 1.44% from April of this last month here, but year over year, it's up 2.7% from May of last year. So you can see the benchmark price is 584,700 last year. Here we are at 600,500. And you can see again that this price is the highest it's ever been. Again, we're doing some record-setting prices here in Calgary. Prices are continuing to rise. And sorry, guys, jumped a little too much there. If we look at the 10-year price chart here from 2014 to 2023, again, that cautionary statement, 2023 isn't over, but you can see we're trending up, up, up. So it's the highest it's ever been. So this detached sector market going up, up, up. We definitely need more product, and here's why: because there were 234 active homes for sale last month that came onto the market, but 279 sold. So let's look at actives. Actives month over month, it's down 17.31% from April. So we're getting less and less inventory. Year over year, it's down 41.65% in the active inventory. But solds month over month, here we are up 19.23%. You would expect that we would be down, but we're not. We're up. And year over year, again, because it was down, but year over year, the solds are up 5.28%, even though year over year, the number of homes available for sale was down 41.65%. So that's very telling. That tells me that we need more inventory in our market, but we already know that. I mean, I've been preaching this for months. This is the trend that's happening now. And days on market, 25 in April. Last year was 24, 25 in May and June. So we're still in that area where it should be. And market distribution, you can see the majority of these homes sold in that $400,000 to $500,000 range, followed by $500,000 to $600,000 range, and then jumping over to that $300,000 to $400,000. And you can see there's 123 of them that sold in that range. And then over here we've got that $800,000 to $900,000 range, followed by the $700,000 to $800,000 range and the $600,000 to $700,000 range. So that tells us what's going on in the detached, or pardon me, semi-detached. All right, guys, this is row housing. And for those of you unfamiliar with that term, that means townhomes, if you will. So again, strong seller's market. 100% listing absorption rate means we've got, say 100 homes for sale and 100 sold. Well, the absorption rate is 123.63%. So we've had more sales than we did houses coming on the market last month. And if we look at the benchmark price trend here, the benchmark price is $390,000, which is up 2.31% from April. And year over year, it's up 7.49% from May of last year. And here's that chart, that 13-month chart. You can see we're up 2.31% from last month. And you can see it's just been going up, up, up. And it's the highest it's ever been. I mean, typically we expect to see numbers start to go up in these areas and then come down. But do you think we're going to come down to these levels again? Now, if we look at what's been happening here, this is, when prices will be going up. I don't think so. I mean, even if prices relax, I don't think we're going to see these prices that we saw here. I think they're going to remain fairly high. And so that's what we're seeing here. That's my prediction anyways. We'll see if that's true or not. And if we look at the price trend chart over the last 10 years, again, 2023, 373,720, the highest it's ever been. Again, we're setting record-setting prices here in Calgary right now. So prices are doing very well. And here it is just to further illustrate the number of homes for sale versus sold. So the active homes for sale was 402. That's up 1.52% from April, but year over year, down over 50% year over year, down. Okay, so month over month for solds is up 19.47%. And here, the inventory is only up 1.52%, but the number of sales almost 20%. And then if we look at year over year, the number of homes sold, now that's down 10.45%. Well, why do you think? Because we don't have as much inventory. I mean, this number should be way lower. It should be more like minus 40, minus 50%, because our inventory is down year over year. The number of active listings is down over 51%, 51.62%. And yet here it is year over year. We're only down in the number of sales, 10.45%. And it's strictly because of the inventory. And I can't stress that enough. Okay, and days on market, we see 20 days on market in April, in May. In April, it's 22. Last year it was 24. So we're still in the wheelhouse there where homes are selling, but I mean, of course, trending downward. And the majority of those sales are in that $300,000 to $400,000 range, followed by that $400,000 to $500,000 range, and then that $200,000 to $300,000 range, followed by the $500,000 to $600,000 range, and the $600,000 to $700,000, and so on. Okay, and now let's look at what's happening in the apartment sector. Now, the apartment sector is actually doing quite well. So here we are. Okay, no, it's not 100% listing absorption rate. Let me tell you, 78.79% is a very strong seller's market. Okay, 100%, 120%, that's off the wall, guys. But this is still a very strong seller's market in the apartment sector. And here's what's happening with the pricing. The benchmark price is $298,600 for a condominium apartment. That's up 1.53% from April, and it's up 8.46% from May of last year. And again, we look at this 11-month price chart here. You can see we're the highest we've ever been. Again, the highest we've ever been over the past year. Okay. Now, if we go down here, we can see 2023 is not done. We're currently sitting at 298,600. So if you look at our month and look at what it was in 2014, technically we're higher. Again, I always say take 2023 chart here with a grain of salt because it's not over. But I expect to see this chart much higher by the end of the year. So I would say if we're looking at prices as they are this month, we're likely going to be higher than it's ever been. And keep in mind, guys, Calgary had a few difficult years with what was going on in the market in terms of inventory in the condominium sector because we had an oversupply, meaning it was a buyer's market. So there were more properties for sale than there were buyers, and that meant that sellers were slashing their prices in order to compete with one another. It's funny because a lot of buyers in those situations be like, well, gee, I don't know, we're concerned because prices are coming down. Guys, if you're moving into a property, plan on staying there for 5 years at least so you can reap the benefits of what's happening in the market. At least that's what I say. And, if you're staying there for 10 years, guys, you're going to do very well. So, I mean, again, you can see here we had these prices going down, but now they're going up, up, up. And now what do you think buyers are doing? Now they're scrambling. They want to buy these properties, and prices are going up, up, and up. And why are they buying? Because we need places to live. We've got a lot of people coming here to Calgary, and God bless all of them. I love it. Keep coming. Calgary is a great city, and there's a lot of migration, not just to Calgary, but to Canada. But we need places to live. And so, because of this low inventory and this high demand, that's what's happening with prices right now. And here's the number of active homes for sale was 1,089. That's down 0.27% from last month. Year over year, it's down 23%. Okay. Now, number of solds this past month was 858. Now that's up 16.89% from April. Huh. Right. So look at the spread here. Year over year, the number of homes sold is up 36%, 35.97, 36% for sake of argument here. And again, year over year, the number of active homes for sales down 23. So you expect this would be in the negatives, right? But wow, I mean, it's a 50, no, more than that. It's 55, 58%, 59% spread here between the pricing or between the percentages here. So you can tell that we need more product, more places to live. Average days on market, 29 days. In April, it was 27. May last year, 34. So we'll see what's going to happen. And here's the distribution. That $200,000 to $300,000 range was where the majority of sales were, followed by $300,000 to $400,000 range, followed by 200 and less, and then that $400,000 to $500,000 range. Now, guys, quick story here. I was recently showing some condominiums to some clients that were looking in this range that they wanted to stay under 300, and we were looking, and we would set up showings for maybe for example in 24 hours we set up showings and have 8 lined up, and by the time we go out, 6 of them would be sold. There'd only be 2 available. Or we'd find a property that they like and they'd offer on it, and there'd be a bunch of other offers on it. So we did get them a property in the end, but I can tell you we were competing. And do you think the price stayed at the asking price or went lower? I can tell you that in those competing offer situations, the majority of these properties are going over asking right now. And again, that's because the demand is there. All right, guys. So you remember that map I was showing you with the 8 sectors? Now we're going to look at each sector, and we're just going to look at a one-page infographic for all the property types here. So let's start in the city center. Now, you remember how many sales there were and how much inventory there was in the detached sector in the city of Calgary. Well, keep in mind, each area of the city has different things going on. So this is city center, and if we look at the style, we don't see it in the seller's market territory. We don't see it at 100%. We see it at 42%. That means that out of the number of homes for sale last month, 42% of them sold. And this is called balanced territory. This is a balanced market where buyers and sellers have a little more even negotiating terms. And that's what's happening here. Now, if we look at the benchmark price trend in the city center, and this might be part of the reason why, is the benchmark price is $845,900 for a detached home in the city center. Now, keep in mind that is also up from last month, 2.57%, and year over year, it is also up 2.36% from May of 2022. So there were 357 active homes that came on the market. 150 of those sold. Days on market is 28 days. Now we'll look at those semi-detached homes in the city center. And again, that's like duplexes, if you will. And we're in sellers territory here. So it is a seller's market at 65% listing absorption rate. That means out of the 124 homes for sale last month that came on the market, 80 of them sold, which is 65%. The benchmark price for a semi-detached home is $832,100. That's up slightly from last month, 0.7%. Year over year, it's up almost 2%, and days on market is 36. And then if we look at row houses, which are townhomes, the benchmark price is $536,100. Year over year, that's down 0.94% from April. Pardon me, not year over year, month over month, it's down 0.94%, but year over year is up 5.78% from May of last year. So out of the 98 homes that came on the market, 70 of them sold, which is 71%, meaning it is still a seller's market, and the average days on market for this property type was 28 days on market. Now you remember, I believe the average the benchmark price for the city of Calgary for a townhouse was around that $390,000 range, and you notice the price here is $536,000. Again, these prices trending upwards in the city center simply because we are city center, and you do pay a bit of a premium for that proximity to the downtown core. Now, here's apartment sector. The benchmark price is $325,600, which is down 1.24% from April, but year over year, it's up nearly 7% from May. There were 668 condominium apartments that came on the market for sale, 369 sold, which means it's a 55% absorption rate, which means they're just 5% into that seller's market. So we're not balanced, but we're into the seller's market here. Now, days on market is 37 days on market. All right, now we're going to look at the west sector of the city, and these dials are going to look a little bit different, right? And here we can see the benchmark price for a detached home in the west sector of the city is $866,600. Now that's up 1.76% from April, but up 5.67% from May of last year. And there were 175 properties that came on the market for sale. 164 of those sold, meaning our listing absorption rate was 94%, which is a very strong seller's market, and 22 days average on market. Now, this is one of our most expensive sectors of the city, is the west and the city center. Now, and you can see it's higher for detached homes in the west. Now, semi-detached homes, it's 738,200 is the benchmark price, which is less than a city center. Now, it's up month over month 3.09%, and year over year up 6.72% from May. There were 16 properties that came on the market. 13 of them sold, which is an 81% absorption rate, which is a very strong seller's market. And then we look at the row homes. So the benchmark price is 405,200. That's up 2.92% from April, up year over year, 8.95%. 49 properties came on the market last month, but 53 sold. So we're well over 100% listing absorption rate, 18 days on market. And the condominium apartments, the benchmark price is $308,600. Month over month, that's up 1.31% from April. Year over year, it's up almost 10% from last May. 83 properties came on the market, 80 sold. That's a 96% absorption rate. Strong seller's market, 29 days on market. And now we're moving to the northwest sector of the city, and this is, I would say, the third most expensive sector of the city, followed by, between the west and the city center. So the benchmark price for a detached home is $712,300. That's up almost 2% from last month, up 5.59% from last May. 166 properties came in the market, but here there were 212 sales, meaning we're over 100% listing absorption rate here. So a strong seller's market, 19 days on market. And then if we look at the semi-detached sector, 574,500 is the benchmark price. That's up 0.16% from April, up 3.18% from May. 16 properties came on last month, but there were 30 sales, eating into the previous inventory from the month prior. 29 days on average for market. And again, well over that 100% listing absorption rate, guys. And look at these dials, eh? Wow. I mean, we're technically redlining. If this was a car, you'd be concerned. Um, Now we're looking at row or townhomes. $380,100 is the benchmark price. That's down 0.26% from April, but year over year it's up 4.71%. There were 37 active properties came on the market, 47 sold, so it's over 100% listing absorption rate, 15 days average on market. And the apartment condominium sector, the benchmark price is $269,700. That's up 1.62% from last month. Year over year, it's up 9.9% from last May. There were 79 properties came in the market, 68 sold. It's a strong listing absorption rate of 86%, meaning a very strong seller's market, 22 days on market. All right, guys, now we're moving to the north, and this would be the sector of the city that's at 12 o'clock on that map there at the very top. Look at these dials. Holy cow, right? Wow. All right. Let's start with the detached homes. The benchmark price in the north is $616,700, up 1.75% from April. Year over year, it's up 3.98%. Of the 143 homes that came in the market last month, 188 sold, eating into the previous month's worth of inventory. That's over 100% listing absorption rate. Strong seller's market, only 19 days on market. Then we look at the semi-detached, $474,600 is the benchmark price. That's up 1.71% from last month. Year over year, it's up, what's that, 2.88% from May. There were 9 properties that came on, 25 sold, guys. Oh, wow. Strong listing absorption rate, over 100%. It's a strong seller's market. 20 days on market. We look at the townhomes or the row homes. Benchmark price is $372,700 in this sector of the city. That's up 0.43% from April. Year over year, though, it's up 7.19% from May. 53 active properties came on last month, but there were 87 sold. We're over 100% absorption rate. Strong sellers market. 20 days on market. And the apartment sector, we're looking at $277,600 for the benchmark price. That's up 3.47% from April. Year over year, wow, guys, that's up 16.15% from last May. There were 38 properties that came on for sale, but there were 61 sold. Over 100% listing absorption rate. It's a strong seller's market. 22 days on market. Okay, now we're looking at the northeast sector of the city, and this is probably within the top 2 sectors of the city that are probably the most affordable, I would say. Again, look at these styles. Wow. I mean, they tell the tale, don't they, of what we're seeing in the city. So the benchmark price for a detached home is $518,100 here. That's up 1.83% from April. Year over year, that's up 6.12%. There were 218 homes that came on the market in this area of the city. 201 sold, though. That's for a 92% listing absorption rate, which is a strong seller's market, 24 days on market on average. Semi-detached or duplexes, if you will, the benchmark price is $370,100 here. That's up month over month, 1.59% from April. Year over year, though, it's up 7.21% from May of last year. There were 19 properties that came on last month, but 34 sold, meaning an absorption rate over 100%, which is a strong seller's market, 23 days on market. And if we look at the row housing, which is townhomes, benchmark price is $295,500. That's up 4.64% from April. Year over year, that's up 17.12% from last year. 63 properties came in the market last month. 62 sold. That's a 98% listing absorption rate. That is a very strong seller's market, 23 days on market. And if we look at the apartment sector, $243,700 in this sector of the city. That's up month over month, 2.52% from April, but up year over year, 10.42% from last May. There were 47 that came on, 66 sold, so over 100% listing absorption rate. Again, a strong seller's market, 20 days on market. And guys, just so you know, when we see it in this balanced market, things aren't crazy, right? They're pretty good. There's give and take on both sides. But when we see strong sellers market like this, buyers are scrambling to get into the market to find a whole place to live and to reap some of the rewards of that short-term equity. Okay, now we're looking at the east sector of the city again. Pay attention to these dials. They are very strong. The benchmark price, again, this is one of the most affordable areas of the city. And then the northeast, the benchmark price here is $431,300. That's up 3.48% from April. Year over year, that's up 11.42% from May. There was 37 homes that came on the market for sale, but 35 sold. So we're a 95% listing absorption rate here, which is a strong seller's market, 20 days on market on average. And if we look at the semi-detached homes, the 350 to 200 is the benchmark price. That's up from last month, 3.27%. Year over year, up 12.22% from May of last year. 12 properties came on the market, 11 sold. That's a 92% listing absorption rate. Again, strong seller's market, 14 days on market on average. And then the row housing or townhomes, $219,500 is the benchmark price. That's down 0.27% from April, but up 10.47% from May of last year. There were 9 properties that came on, 9 sold. That's 100% listing absorption rate. So strong seller's market, 24 days on market on average. And if we look at the apartment sector, we're looking at $197,100 for a benchmark price. Talking really fast here. Month over month, that's up 3.46% from April. Year over year, that's up 9.2% from May. 18 properties came on, but 19 sold. So we are a strong absorption rate, strong seller's market. In fact, it's over 100%. The absorption rate and days on market is 25 days. And moving to the southeast, so that's down at the lower quadrant of the city. If you're looking at the map, they're down on the bottom right. This is a popular area of the city for many families. So again, wow, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Wow, guys. Let's get into it. The benchmark price for a detached home is $649,100. That's up 0.48% from April, up 2.2% from May of last year. There were 151 active properties that came in the market. 211 of them sold, which explains this absorption rates, which actually over 100%. So this would be way down here. And it's a strong seller's market and 20 days on market on average. Semi-detached homes. Benchmark price is $457,900. That's up 1.6% from April, up year over year, 2.74%. There were 18 properties that came on, but guys, 40 sold. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's a very strong seller's market here. It's over 100%, 20 days on market on average. And if we look at the row houses, $395,500 is the benchmark price. That's up 0.43% from April, up 6.92% from May. 44 came on last month, 75 sold, eating into the previous inventories. That's 100% listing absorption rate. Actually, guys, it's well over, and it's 23 days on market. And then if we look at the apartment sector, the benchmark price is $308,000. Now it is down 1.82% from last month, which is a little surprising to me. But year over year, it's up 9.38%. So still very, very healthy. There were 59 that came on. Holy mackerel, 85 sold. So we're over 100% listing absorption rate, strong seller's market, 22 days on market. And we'll now talk about the south end of the city. So this is the lower portion of the map down on the bottom left. The southwest, this encompasses those areas, some of those areas. Let's get into it. First off, let's look at the dials. Wow, all across the board, 100%. In fact, I'm going to tell you it's well over 100% in all of these cases. Benchmark price for a detached home is $646,200 in the south sector of the city. That's up 2.04% from April, up year over year, 3.44%. 221 homes came on for sale, 323 sold. That's 21 days on market. And so that's a strong seller's market with the listing absorption rate that's well over 100%. And if we look at the semi-detached properties, $471,400 is the benchmark price. That's up 2.06% from April. Year over year, that's up 4.32% from May. There were 18 homes that came on, but guys, 46 of them sold. So again, eating into the previous inventory. Strong seller's market, the listing absorption rate, I mean, going around and around, right? I mean, it's just amazing. 15 days on market. Let's look at the row housing here. The benchmark price, $336,500. That's up 1.94% from April. Year over year, it's up 14.73% from May of last year. 48 properties came on, but 91 sold. Seller's market, again, I mean, the chart just doesn't go around all that much, right? So, I mean, it's well over 100%, 14 days on market. And let's look at the condominium apartments. $263,600 is the benchmark price. Now, month over month, it's the same. Year over year, though, it's up 11.46% from last May. 97 came on, 110 sold. So over that 100% listing absorption rate, which is a strong seller's market again. And that's 26 days on market.
All right, guys, like I said, if you are considering a move to Calgary and you want assistance to purchase a home, feel free to reach out to me. My information's below. Send me a text, an email, phone call, whatever. I will absolutely get back to you so you can start living your life in Calgary, Alberta.